Attention everyone. Big news. OldSillyStick is back. Like Lazarus from the dead. Here he is in all his glory. Here's the sound of the audience. Whoa, yeah, whoa, we love you. Okay. Today is going to be Castaway Bay. If you know Mario Party 1, is like Mario's Rainbow Castle. If you don't know Mario Party 1, then you'll just have to see. Basically, we try to get to the end of the board, but sometimes it'll be, in the mood to explore, hop around this luscious island and try to board DK's boat. But it might not be DK's boat, it might be Bowser's boat. You want DK's boat, not Bowser's. So, very tricky. Speaking of which, I am internet famous now. My last video got 1 like and 1 comment for my freestyle type beats. Glad to know that somebody got something out of my videos. I don't know why somebody is listening. Oh, am I gonna do the thing where I try and get first? I guess I better. Let's see. Okay, good. We are off to a good start. And for those of you, I'm not even gonna bother explaining. But see, now that I'm internet famous, I'm aware that people are watching. But that's okay. I don't really mind. It's not very many people anyway. For all I know, it's 1 person. But even 1 person makes an audience. Even if just 1 person shows up in the playhouse, you put on the play. That's all you need for an audience. Think about that. What are we gonna talk about today? And by we, I mean me. I was thinking about reading some poetry. I'll save that for the last episode. The last episode of any board is the one where I just give up and do my own thing. Circuit Maximus. What is this? Oh, I know this one. I gotta get in the rhythm. It's been too long since I've been doing these. I gotta get back in the mood. Oh, I watched the Dead Poets Society last night. Well, last night, sort of. My sleep schedule's a little off. At least off to societal norms of sleep schedules. But, it was pretty good. And I was gonna watch Good Will Hunting, but then I decided I'll save that until after I do this. It'll be my treat to watch young Matt Damon solve math equations. Finish! I'm gonna have a little burp. There it was. Toad is so cute. Yeah, the only way I do these is to pretend like nobody will ever watch them. What can I say? I do my best to just do the videos. Whether they're interesting, well, we'll see. Alright, well, let me look at my... Okay, yeah, view the board. Well, I get a freebie. I guess I would have the money to buy one. Who's there? DK's there. I'll go to the shop. What does one do with life? That's a good question to ask. Because I guess that's why I do these, it's just to talk to myself. Well, the thing is, you can only really know by doing... I think you have to give yourself the chance to be great. That's a good aphorism, I like that. I've been trying to get into poetry because I realize if all thought is language, and if, as Plato said, thought is the soul in dialogue with itself, then the limits of my thought are the limits of my language, and so I gotta stretch language as far as I can. Gotta wiggle it, jiggle it, do everything I can to make sure I suck out the marrow. Like, I like that metaphor. It's so phyletic. Oh, I've never done this one. Press the buttons in order to spin your snowboard in midair. Whoever pulls off the biggest spin wins. A, B, Y, X, A, B, Y, X. Alright, I gotta look at my controller. A, B, Y. Oh, okay. I'll do my best. Sleep. You can learn from dreams sometimes, but then sometimes you can't. A, B, Y, X, A, B, Y, X, A, B, Y, X, A, B, Y, X, A, B, Y, X. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, Mario Party Superstars is out, but I haven't played it yet, so I'm waiting to play it with the fam. That's alright. Okay, let's read some poetry. I need some inspiration. Nobody's watching, and if they are, they can click off. Oh, I have this open. This is From the Prelude, Book 1, Childhood and School Time, by William Wordsworth. Okay. Oh, that's convenient because Toad has, I think, grandfather named Toadsworth. Was it for this that one the fairest of all rivers loved, to blend his murmurs with my nurse's song? Go Toad. Let's see. Oh, I think blues are good. Ooh, blue away. Oh, that's powerful on this board. That's really powerful. But that gives me the distance. That would just be convenient to have and hold for the whole game. I'll go for the mush. And from his forge and shallows sent a voice that flowed along my dreams. For this didst thou, O Derwent, travelling over the green plains near my sweet birthplace, didst thou, beauteous stream, make ceaseless music through the night and day, which with its steady cadence, tempering our human waywardness, composed my thoughts to more than infant softness, giving me among the fretful dwellings of mankind a knowledge, a dim earnest, of the calm that nature breathes among the hills and groves. That is so poetic. Ouch. We're gonna get our buns beat by Bowser. Oh, I like the star buoy on the back of the... Oh. Oh, I see. I think... If... Oh, wait, where is he? Oh, that was really good for him if he gets the coins. Which, he won't if I win the next minigame. Where was I? Secret or need? Secret or need? When having left his mountains to the towers of Cockermouth, that beauteous river came, behind my father's house he passed, close by, along the margin of our terrace walk. He was a playmate whom we dearly loved. Oh, many... I just I'm just laughing at the idea that I'm doing this. I can't rely. I gotta put this poetry away. I'll do this later. I can't rely on the words of the past. I gotta forge my own future. Oh, okay, they switched, so now it's bad. I don't know. I'm gonna rub my belly for a bit. But this is good because it gets me talking. I gotta practice. To embrace life, one must love failure. Or, conversely, to love life, one must embrace failure. That might be the better way of putting it. Jump to smack the Monty Moles. Okay. I can't believe Monty Mole. I already mentioned this in the game. How do I say something that hasn't already been said? That's the question. Well, there's many questions, I suppose. I could just... I could sing. Let's see how my vocal range is. That's pretty good. Let's talk about something philosophical, if anything. Can we understand other people? Can we ever really know what it's like to be somebody else? Well, what do we mean by really know? We can kind of know what it's like to be someone. We can get little bits of it. And I didn't say little, I said little bits. It's already nighttime? Oh my god. This board's moving quick. Also, there is an alien. Do I want to move? Let's see. Who's ahead of me? Well, it's bad right now. Oh, it's good. So then he'll get it. Where's Boo? Okay, Boo's there. I guess I'd want to hold off on using the mud. Because I want Toadette to get it when it's bad. But stuff can always change, so that's the problem. Oh, she might try to get it when it's good. Let's see if she succeeds. I don't know if she did. I don't know the board well enough to know if she did it. When we live, how should we live? The question. We should live happily. But what is happiness? This is going to be a thinking episode. Should we... What should I do today? That's a good question. Let's not focus on the big picture. Well, I think we should be healthy in some sense. We should exercise, even a little bit. We should laugh, but not all laughter is good laughter. That's important. Some laughter is bad. Pop star. One player. Okay. Highest point of the jump. Because what kind of laughter is bad laughter? Are we supposed to time this as a team? I'll just do my own thing. It might be that people should do different things, it's probably true, but there might be some underlying principle for what they should do. I guess there's the... Joseph Campbell has a phrase, follow your bliss. That's a good phrase for life. I like that. Follow your bliss. This is turn 5. Alright. I'll end this episode. This has been... You never know what you're gonna get on an OldSillyStick episode. Well... Bowser... Okay. So I want to get there quickly. Oh wait, how many? 6. 1, 2. Okay, I land on the blue, and then... Yeah. Yup. How do we know what we should do? Well, I guess you have to just figure it out through experience in some way. So, how do you know whether you should eat cake? Well, try eating cake and see what happens, I guess. Or whether we should eat... There might be some times when you eat cake. I'm not totally anti-cake. You gotta be careful to not have too much cake. Usually it's good to have cake in social settings, like at a birthday party. That's an interesting phenomena, because there's a way we have of eating sweet things when we're with people that makes us associate the happiness of eating sweets with being with those people. I guess that's an okay thing. I think. Maybe it's just me. I feel like whenever I go back home with the family, I eat a lot of sweets. A lot of junk food, you could say. Which isn't necessarily bad. But some junk food is more worth the calories than others, as you could say. That's important to know. In life in general. What's worth the calories? I think I died immediately last time. How do I... Oh, B. Oh, I got one. This reminds me of the movie Dodgeball. That movie was not that funny. I was kind of surprised. Maybe it's because I've just seen it before. There was a time a while ago. It was either last week or the week before. It was probably last. No, it had to have... Well, it depends what I mean. It was 2 weeks ago, because then last week I watched some horror stuff, mostly John Carpenter. But I was watching some 2000s comedies that I remember people they used to tell me that some of their favorite funny movies, or that's the worst possible role I could have got. Because even 1-1 would have gotten me. Oh, I think I'm going... I'll just do this turn. That's fine. The next episode will be really short. So... Yeah. Step Brothers, for example. Maybe not my favorite movie ever. But I think there's something funny in it. There's something to Step Brothers. There's some humor there. Then I watched Old School, which I was surprised to find is a hit among some people. Because there's a bar, for anyone who knows The Ohio State University, I believe it's Three's Bar on High, that has a poster of Will Ferrell from that movie. And I guess I never really thought about the movie Old School as a movie worth seeing, but I thought, well, I guess maybe it is has some effect or had some impact on our culture. By our, I guess, just the contemporary American culture. Oh, I need to be looking. And so I watched. That one was okay. Not as good as Step Brothers, but not bad. It had a few funny moments. I like the supporting cast. I think was actually funnier than the three main guys. Old School is a really cliche movie. Just how by the book it is. You know, you have the evil dean and the asshole boyfriend. That's actually interesting. And I don't want to lose you know what? We'll have the next episode will be really short because I don't want to lose this thought. Both. Well, actually, I think all three of them in some way. Step Brothers, Dodgeball, and Old School have the plot line of some love interest or some woman having a jerk boyfriend. And I remember thinking that was weird. Well, first I thought it was normal, right? Oh, of course they want to make the boyfriend a jerk so that she breaks up with the boyfriend to get with the guy. So in Step Brothers, well, Step Brothers is the least like this, but there's I think the actor's name is Adam Scott. The brother to Will Ferrell has a wife, and the wife is really attracted to John C. Reilly because Adam Scott's a prick. Then in Old School, Luke Wilson goes after a woman, and that woman has a jerk boyfriend. And then Dodgeball, the girl in that, there's the jerk guy, Ben Stiller, who's counterposed to Vince Vaughn, who's the nice guy, regular guy. And particularly in the case of Old School, I was thinking, like, why do they even have this character? Oh, frick. I'm gonna get my bun screwed. And I realized, I think, well, I realized, okay, it's a foil to the main character, to the protagonist. That they look better in comparison. And I realized you kind of need to have the foil, because I think in some cases they're not very good, especially in Dodgeball. It's funny that the movie makes Ben Stiller out to be this real creepy, perverted, sleazy guy who keeps hitting on the girl even though she doesn't want him to. But then Vince Vaughn, when you watch, is also kind of a creep who keeps hitting on her and making inappropriate comments. But the movie treats him as the nice, sympathetic character, the one we want to root for. And it's only because he's not as bad as Ben Stiller that works. I'm trying to look at... Oh. This is gonna be horrible. Okay. Yeah, an Old School, again. Luke Wilson's character, arguably somewhat weird or creepy. I mean, they have the whole thing of him... Oh, that's oh, I screwed up. That's really interesting. Old School... It rips off of Animal House in many ways, and one of them is they do the thing where a guy sleeps with a girl and then later finds out that she's underage. To be fair, I guess in Old School you don't know that the girl's underage, but she is in high school. She's significantly younger. And there's gotta be something to that, of some kind of wish fulfillment, of doing the socially unacceptable thing, but in a socially acceptable manner. You can claim ignorance. I don't even know what I want. That one's probably more useful. But where was I beginning with this? Old School. Oh yeah. I mean, the boyfriend, they don't even give him a chance. I mean, he is just a total prick in every sense of the word. Which lets Luke Wilson be the good guy, right? And then in Step Brothers, why would anybody be attracted to John C. Reilly? Nothing against him, but just the character. Well, because he's not as bad as Adam Scott. And that whole movie operates that way. In a lot of ways, as I was watching, because I've seen Step Brothers before, but as I was watching it again, it really dawns on me just kind of how annoying they are. I mean, I kind of sympathize with the father. I like that character. He's probably my favorite character in the movie. I think, yeah, they're totally... It's not just that they're irresponsible, but that their actions do harm to others. Like when they when they destroy the boat. But we can sympathize or like and root for Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly only because, well, we don't want to root for the evil, mean, nasty, overly strict, overly formal, pretentious, prickish father and Adam Scott, Will Ferrell's brother. And that's another thing, you look at those 2000s movies, the man-child is just everywhere in those films. I don't know what was going on there, where it's weird because in some way it's a kind of masculinity, but it's one which poses itself against a more mature sort of masculinity. It's not in the way of, say, John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, the tough, stoic guy who takes names, kicks ass, etc. There's a kind of, well, in Step Brothers, they're trapped in, I think they act, it really depends, you know, roughly as if they were 9 or 11. In Old School, it's the grown-up men who are acting college age, trapped in the kind of college way of living. And maybe it's because in our culture we don't have, it's interesting, I mean, a lot of cultures used to have, and maybe still do have in some cases, a kind of maturity ritual where a boy becomes a man, right? You're part of a tribe, and then, oh, this looks exciting. Ask for the spirit's favor? Sure. Sounds like a good thing to do. Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Right, so, you know, there's a story, I read about this in some part of Hero of a Thousand Faces. There's some African tribe. When the boys are 13, they're taken away from their mothers and circumcised. Like, that's kind of a simple way, like, you know. In that sort of culture, there's no question whether or not you are a man. Though arguably you might be more or less manly than some other people. At least that's what I get based off of the Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. Oh, I should remember the main guy's name. Okonkwo's father is seen as less of a man. That's an interesting. I might have to. I don't know enough about the Igbo tribe to know whether they had the kind of explicit maturity ritual in that or not. But I think that cultures that do, or I think certain Native American tribes had this as well, where once the boys reach a certain age are Spartan. Oh my god, you know, the Spartan boys when they were 13 were left out in the woods. I mean, at that point, there's no question about whether or not you're a man. Whereas in our culture, there's a lot more gray area between whether one is a child or whether they're a man in some sense. And I'm not saying, I don't know that we necessarily should have those kinds of maturity rituals, but it leads us to wonder, especially because so many other young men my age seem to want some kind of definite proof of their manhood. Like, this might be dated now, but, you know, a few years ago, Jordan Peterson was a big figure among the young alienated males. Alienated young men, I think is what they're referred to, right? And he sort of teaches you how to become a man in some way, to kill the dragon or whatever. And I think some of that is probably a little ridiculous, but there's maybe some underlying need of a transformation, a coming of age somehow, which may be part of the phenomena of the man-child and man-childishness. It's just that men don't know how to create the ritual for themselves. They want a kind of explicit, socially, culturally imposed maturity ritual given to them. They don't know how to make their own. And that's even, although, even when they do, it's one that other people kind of tell them about. So you can read No Nut November, for instance, as a kind of, people want, right, oh, if you achieve No Nut November, then you've gained self-discipline. You're not just the masturbating boy who can't control his own instincts. You're now in some way more mature or capable of ordering oneself better than before. Yeah. That was a whole ass rant, but that was a pretty good rant. I think I'm satisfied with that. After this turn, then I'll go ahead and end this episode. I can't believe I did another. Okay, I'm glad this episode has turned out decent, though. But for the hell of it, let's finish some of that. Well, not finish the whole thing. Let's read a little poetry. I don't even remember where I left off. I remember Cockermouth. He was a playmate whom we... Oh, I gotta play the game. Oh, what would I land on? 10? Oh, I wish I could have landed on that green space. That looks fun. But I do not land. I would land on a red space if it went there. Land on a blue. Yeah, it's check out. Check out the shop. Might be something good. Oh, that could be really useful. I'll take that. He was a playmate whom we dearly loved. Oh, many a time have I, a 5 years child, a naked boy in one delightful rill, a little mill race severed from his stream, made one long bathing of a summer's day, basked in the sun, and plunged and basked again, alternate all a summer's day, or coursed over the sandy fields, leaping through groves of yellow grunzel, or when crag and hill, the woods, and distant Skiddaw's lofty height, were bronzed with a deep radiance, stood alone, beneath the sky, as if I had been born on Indian plains, and from my mother's hut had run abroad in wantonness to sport a naked savage in the thunder shower. It's pretty good. Okay. Well, I read that stanza. Speaking of comedies, I watched The Jerk. The Jerk is awesome. If you haven't watched Steve Martin's The Jerk, watch that. Also, speaking of laughing at stuff, I've been watching some of the horror movies, and I can't believe I keep laughing when people die and horrible things occur. I don't know why. Because there's a time I would not watch horror movies, but I think since I've watched bad horror movies, or should I say watched bad horror movies by proxy of Red Letter Media, and am more conscious that horror movies are just movies, it's just all fake and effects. I'm more comfortable watching at least older horror movies, such as those made in the late 70s and 80s. But I better end the episode here. Well, I gotta make sure it's the right turn. And then I'll end the episode. This is good. I had a good monologue there about man-children and about the asshole character in movies. Yeah, Dodgeball wasn't super, though. There's better of those 2000s comedies than Dodgeball, in my opinion. Do you really want to quit? Yes. Okay, this was good stuff. I'll see you all in the next episode.